seizures, epilepsy, and Sturge-Weber syndrome too. Epilepsy, I started this when I was really young. So epilepsy is very common. Sturge-Weber syndrome is rare, like Remo, but more rare. A seizure is a sudden uncontrolled electrical disturbance in the brain. It can cause changes in behavior, movements, or feelings, and levels of consciousness. Seizure types may vary by where and how they begin in the brain. Most seizures can last from 30 to 2 minutes. They can last longer though. People with epilepsies can do stuff that people without it can. I just wanted to put a dog in there. Sturge-Weber syndrome is a congenital disorder that affects the skin, neurological system, like your brain and stuff, and sometimes the eyes. It is known as a neurocataneurose disorder. Sorry if I mispronounced that. Around 6% of children born with a port wine stain, I do have, I believe, 1 or 2 on the face, will have Sturge-Weber syndrome. I do have 1 on my face. It's very light on my eye, but you can tell when I'm not good. Sturge-Weber syndrome, SWS, is a rare condition in which the presence of a birthmark, called a port wine stain, is usually on one side of the face, but sometimes both sides. It is associated with an abnormality of the brain. This abnormality, why can't I pronounce it today? Abnormality usually results in epileptic seizures and other problems. The photo I have, it says, out of my way, my daddy comes home today. Seizures are like your brain saying, you're on your own. This is how I explained it to a 6-year-old. I was 10. Give me a break. I was like 9 or 10. Don't ask me why. Dogs can have seizures, not thus humans. But I'll go. Cats are not safe from seizures either. They can have them too. I just ignore punctuation at this point. Birds can have seizures. You get the point. Sorry, there's too much light like this. Fish can have seizures. There's only one more. Like this. Mice can have seizures too. Migraines will not cause seizures. The migraine is with you. I had to put Baby Yoda in there. If you're a female or a child, you are more likely to have epilepsy. 600 people die due to seizures a year. I'm not going to say what that's on, but it's kind of dark. Prevalence is estimated that 1.2 of the U.S. people have epilepsy. It comes to 3.4 million people nationwide, and more than 65 million globally. Additionally, about 1 in 26 people will develop epilepsy during some point in their life. This is a very common photo. Get used to it. The most common type of seizure is a complex partial seizure. This is a seizure that begins on one part of the brain and then spreads to the other regions of the brain. Seizure symptoms: a standing spell, uncontrollable jerking movements of the arms and legs, loss of consciousness or awareness, cognitive or emotional symptoms such as fear, anxiety, or deja vu, temporary confusion. Can a voice have epilepsy? You can go out of epilepsy. Don't ask why the brain's stretched. There are different severity of epilepsy. Some people can't go to school or talk. Causes of seizures are abnormal levels of sodium and glucose in the blood, brain infection, including meningitis, or... I'm not a doctor, I can pronounce it. But it's not that common. Don't worry. Symptoms of SWS. I just didn't feel like the rest of the ladies something. Port wine stain, more common on the upper face and eyelid on the rest of the body. Seizures, headache, paralysis, or weakness on one side. Learning disabilities, glaucoma, hypothyroidism. Don't worry if you have one of these or multiple. You're most likely not gonna. So don't worry. This is usually diagnosed at birth. And mostly you have a porcine thing, so don't worry. A seizure is a sudden uncontrolled electrical disturbance in the brain. It causes changes in your behavior, movements, or feelings and levels of consciousness. Having 2 or more seizures at least 24 hours apart that aren't brought on by any inevitable cause are generally considered to be epilepsy. If a seizure lasts more than 5 minutes, it is a medical emergency. Don't fake seizures. Yes, people have, and the more compasses are away at that point. Just don't do it. Just know. Seizures are more common than you might think. Seizures can appear after a stroke, a closed head injury, an infection, such as meningitis, or another illness. Many times, though, the cause of a seizure is unknown. So, if you get a seizure, don't get mad at the doctor if they don't know. It's very common. The most common cause of seizures is epilepsy. But not every person who has seizures has epilepsy. Sometimes seizures may be caused or triggered by high fever, lack of sleep, flashing lights, moving patterns such as elemental stimulants, low blood sodium, high head trauma caused in an area of bleeding in the brain, abnormalities of the blood vessel in the brain, autoimmune disorders, stroke, or brain tumor. There are many types of seizures which range in symptoms and severity. Seizure types vary by where in the brain they begin. Epilepsy is lifelong, but it could also be temporary. Sturge-Weber syndrome affects 1 in 20,000 to 50,000 individuals. Sturge-Weber syndrome is passed through genes. November is Epilepsy Awareness Month, and Epilepsy Awareness Day is March 26th. The ribbon is purple. So royal. Diabetes ribbon is also purple, and it's also diabetes. In November. Shout out to my family members. You know who you are. Sources: Mayo Clinic, Medline Plus, and Female Health. Started and ended. I started on September 20th, 2019, and ended October 24th, 2021. Like and subscribe.